Hey guys, this is Brian Carroll. Just on the show, I actually made a mistake. I actually said it was Irreverent Veterans. It's actually irreverentwarriors.com. Okay? So again, irreverentwarriors.com. And also you can go to Facebook, Silky's Hike Baltimore. That's the page you go to see all the information for the event in Baltimore on April 22nd at 8 a.m.
Right. I assume we're on. Hey, use your Ray bands. Brian, I don't want to get these.
I can just leave them there. It's fine.
I have left. We're on, right? We started officially. We don't have a theme song. Show them what our theme song used to be. We couldn't afford to buy a theme song, so it was my air conditioning unit. Put it on there, Dan. We'll have an official theme song today. There's no melody to it, but this is what we could afford. This is the fan for my central air, and the Artie Quitter theme song. And the album cover for me is Cut to Dan learning from. What are you doing? That sounds terrible. Stop! Don't. What are you doing? You're taking a rubber off or something. The picture of Dan holding that mic up to me is the album cover. That's the album cover. Get into broadcasting, guys. The Windbreaker from Fox. And here's the guitar solo. I love it. If we just did this for 10 minutes, how many people would cancel the subscription? And thank you. Dan always knows when to stop. That's all we could afford. You have to pay for a good song. So we have our air conditioning unit. While we watch CNN and Fox and Goof. That dead silence you hear is my reaction to our jokes. Dan, do you want to do the Ed McMahon and give the lineup of who's here?
You
don't. I don't trust you with. It's a very special show, actually. I was doing stand-up at the Wellmont Theater in Montclair. It's like my third time there. And Danny Filato and my road manager, Timmy Sullivan, said there's a couple of Marines outside who want to talk to you. And I said, well, that's the one thing I'll hop to it for. Yeah. I don't do it for cousins, ex-girlfriends who are screaming. Whatever.
And Bob Levy has some friends backstage.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm doing. Listen, I wrote a song for the vets. You mean the animal doctor? Listen, stop stealing my material. Bob Levy, once again, is back to dyeing his hair. His hair's jet black.
Oh, really?
He's 82 years old. I think he's 82. You know how much bad road coke he's done? Listen, I got coke. A guy in Milwaukee said he could get coke. Take a ride with me. I'm afraid of this guy. That happened all over the country. Me and Levy, we're in some questionable. The guy could have been Puerto Rican. He could have been tan. Terrible stuff. So I said, yeah, and I went out and met these guys. Are younger guys, and quite frankly, better people than I am. And you know what? I could tell that. I don't know. I wanted to have a conversation with them on another day because, I don't know, it makes me feel good when people like that come to my show. And it makes me feel good when I hear that maybe I entertain them a little bit when they're over there doing some scary shit. I was in Afghanistan, like I said, for 10 days doing stand-up, and I needed counseling like a little fruit. You're talking tours and tours of duty. Brian is here, and you were in Iraq. Obviously, we can say your last name, everything. You don't care, right?
Yeah, Carroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian Carroll, and you were in Iraq twice.
I was twice, yeah.
2 tours of duty, which is a year, basically.
Well, actually...
You're a Marine, first of all. Marine.
I'm a Marine, yeah.
Right.
The first tour that I did was 7 months.
Right.
The second one...
Now, why is that?
That's how it always is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
I didn't know that.
I think the Army might do a year, but the Marine Corps, we do 7 months. But the second tour that I did was only 4 months because it was in 2009.
Oh.
And the war was, over.
Right.
So we got there, and they were like, we got there, and they're like, yeah, we don't need you here, so they sent us.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Set up a fucking blanket and tan?
Yeah.
It's very weird. You realize that human beings run these wars, and they're not. There's a lot of mistakes going on. You don't know what's going on. George W. Bush, God bless him, he's lost his mind. He has such guilt. He's painting kids who died. And I mean, that is guilt. I feel bad for him, but I don't know if some of these families want to see a painting of their kid. And first of all, he's not exactly, Da Vinci. Stick figures. But whatever gets you through the night, man. But here's a rich kid who starts a war and, whatever. I'm for our president. But he's got guilt. It's a hard decision to make, man. We were talking about Truman last night with the Hiroshima bomb and the Nagasaki. It wasn't that first bomb, man. It was that second bomb that really made a statement. Okay, we're not fucking with you. Give up. And they did. But I don't care how tough you are. That's a tough night's sleep for Truman, man. I would hope so. And, of course, they show on CNN and Fox, they show these kids, the commercial, these kids with flies on their face. And you feel so terrible for this humanity, but what do you do? There's so many of them. What do you do for these kids? Some of them just don't have a shot. And America has to be the hero. And all that pressure falls on the feet of guys like you guys. Younger guys come from Jersey like me, and all of a sudden there's all this pressure on you guys. Like, you got to play God. I mean, Brian, like, how much of this stuff did you see? Like what we're saying, like refugees and sick kids, and like how much of that do you actually see over there?
I mean, like, all the kids over there, they're poor as you can fucking imagine.
It's a shame.
They got nothing.
And what are you gonna do? There's nothing to do.
I remember the first time we got trucked from where we landed at to the base that I ended up at.
Right.
There was these little kids waving to us, and it was like, these kids got nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like kids in the upper deck of the Eagles game. The other Marine there was Adrian. Of course, is the same name as my last fiance. No, Adrian, Italian guy, and you're both from outside Philly.
I'm from Jersey.
You're from Jersey.
I'm from North. I'm from Boonton in New Jersey.
Okay, Boonton. Okay, so again, Jersey kid, and both of these guys were nice enough to say hi to me, and both said they were fans. And believe me, guys, you did me a favor by saying that. Adrian was nice enough to say, some of the laughs got us through some hard times. That is amazing. That's better than money to me. Well, I mean, definitely better than an Emmy. And I thank you for that. It's nice of you to say. It gets me through some tough times, and there's a lot of them. So I don't know. We started talking on the phone, and Brian said that he has this event. What is the exact? We'll say this at the beginning too, in the end, and then we'll plug it all week and up until the event. Tell me what you got going on, real quick.
well, it's my buddy Joe Melandro. He's doing this thing called the Silky March in Baltimore.
Italian kid, he's pocketing all the money.
Italian kid who looks like a ginger. Yeah, so Northern Italian.
Yeah.
But so he's doing this thing where it's a 22-kilometer march,
Right.
And that's
How much is that in miles?
That's 13 miles. But
Okay.
the reason we
Can I drive it?
You could. Yeah. The reason we do 22 kilometers is because there's 22 veterans who kill themselves every day.
This is the most astonishing statistic
Yes.
ever. And I've heard this before. Say that again. 22 veterans a day.
22.
Like
yeah.
today, there'll be an average of 20.
Average of 22. Yes.
Kill themselves.
Yep. And I just had a guy
like
from my
that.
unit that killed himself this past week. He hung himself. So like it's a epidemic,
Stats like that are like they stop you in your tracks. They really do. That's look, I went over there for 10 days to tell jokes, and again, I needed fresh heroin. Right over there in the poppy fields of Afghanistan, of course, is the heroin. And I embarrassed myself by asking some of the Afghani people for heroin. And our guy who brought us over there said, "Don't do that." I said, well, we're doing stand-up. The worst thing is they fly you over there, 22 hours. I'm sitting next to Nick DiPaolo. He gives me half an Ambien. I said, I'm a heroin addict. That's not going to put my foot to sleep. He goes right out, Mr. Tough Guy. For 14 hours he's sleeping. I wanted to strangle him. I'm trying to hit on one of the whacks, whatever they call it. One of the broads, which is older. She was cute, but she had a body like, oh, my God. She's going to play the defensive line for the 90 Eagles. She's going to protect Randall Cunningham. On and off the court. So, it's and it fucks with your head in a very, very crazy way. Think about that, guys. Think about what you got to, that's astonishing. So you got involved with that, and this gives money to get people like that counseling. Hopefully it goes to, helping those people.
There actually is no money involved. It's through this website called irreverentveteran.com. They're a nonprofit.
How about the Irreverent Bob Levy? After Levy does a charity event, he always does a Corvette 2 weeks later. Listen, remember we did charity for that woman who needed a colostomy bag? Yeah, she's dead. I have a Corvette. Thanks, Bob. That's great. I'm kidding. So, how does it work then?
So my buddy Joe, he hit up this website and said, I want to start my own march.
Right.
And they got him in contact with people who could donate money to him. And basically Baltimore wanted a permit.
Right.
So if you're like a protest thing, you get to march for free. But,
Okay.
But we're
You're not.
so we have to pay money.
Is that unbelievable?
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Right.
Some jerk off kid, some rich kid from Berkeley goes, I was in my safe space and someone said, WAP. Are you Italian? No. Well, get out of here.
Right.
What are you offended by? Go to English class. Oh, it's so fucking annoying. And you got to pay.
Yeah, we had to pay a permit. Yep.
A fucking Marine has to pay.
Yep.
I just don't. It's over, man.
But that's the thing.
It's
that's great,
fucking
yeah.
over.
Well, I'm sorry. That's what's great about a Reverend Veteran. They hook you up. They're that.
So they're an
donation funnel.
organization that you don't have. They'll pay for you.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it was started by Marines who
Right.
have had friends commit suicide. So this is their way of doing their own thing.
Have you had a friend? Either one of you guys? You know anybody? 2 people.
Sure. Yeah.
What's that phone call like? It's like, what guy? That's why when I went over there, the kid, I do a bit about him. You guys were talking about the black kid who was my bodyguard. He's the greatest guy. I became friendly with the kid, and I said, I don't want to get a phone call. I said, watch yourself. I don't want to get a call that you're dead. I was afraid to get close to somebody. And I'm the only comedian where he said, it's actually a better chance that I'll get a call, you're dead.
No.
I'm fine, Artie. I went through 3 tours in Afghanistan. You died at a Sheraton in Milwaukee. With a Toblerone bar in your fucking hand. It's, I joke as a defense mechanism. You guys are really good people, and I'm proud to know you. And getting that phone call. How close were you, Adrian, those 2 guys?
Well, the one who did it during deployment in post, he was a combat replacement because at that point I had gotten hurt and I was back home, and a lot of other guys had too. So I didn't know him. He was from a different platoon that they brought in to replace guys that had got hurt, and he couldn't handle it.
Okay, so mentally you can handle it. Now let me ask you this. I hope you don't have this. Do you have an ounce of guilt about that he replaced you? I could tell you're a good guy. Okay, let me tell you about Adrian. I could tell both of you guys. You got good hearts. I could tell that. Believe me. I've been around 49 years around everybody. I can tell a good character. I hope you don't. If you do, because you don't have to. It's nothing is your fault. Is the point, and it wasn't that kid's fault either. Like think about that. He wasn't tough mentally to handle it. That's hard.
It was it's kind of a tough thing to think about because obviously during the time, all my friends that were there describe it as like we have fucking not enough guys as it is. Right. And but like, all right, so there's that. But
you have anger. That's real anger, right?
But then you get home and you're doing the whole ceremony for all the guys, and his mom's there, and it's just like you can't really have those feelings. Now the other guy was a really good friend of mine. I was really close with him, and the circumstances I won't go into detail, but he could not get a break, and it was just constant, just bad shit happening to him in his life, and it just...
You don't have to talk about him. I get it. I mean, that's... imagine that. I mean, it's like these kids, you feel alone, And you come here, and there's kids protesting. Now, look, in the 60s, there was real shit going on. These kids, I think they want to pretend like they were their fathers and mothers and their grandparents that protested. There was, like, black people literally couldn't vote. It was illegal to be gay. There was real shit going on. It's not going on anymore, guys. Go to English class. Everything's fine. The heroes like these guys are over there fighting. They're taking care of it. Go to class. And to think that a buddy like yours would have to feel alone in any sense, psychologically too. You should have everything at your disposal. Is the point? A shrink should be there. A doctor, a physical doctor. Everything should be there. We got the money for it. So it's annoying. And it's frustrating. I'm sorry you got to go. You go through that in an early part of your life. You guys are in your 20s, right? Yeah. Well, anyway, so I wanted to tell you the kind of guys we're talking about. I want to get the serious shit out of the way. We'll plug this more. But I appreciate you guys coming on. And feel free to come on anytime you want. Especially,
Thanks, Art.
something to plug. I'm sitting here with Dan all day. No, I'm kidding. It's a nice day. We got believe me, guys, Pussy Pier. That's what I call it.
Oh, God.
Okay, it's activated. We have activated Pussy Pier. And we'll have Sean Spicer on with the mute. So now, now a little bit about you guys too. You're going to be a teacher. You want to go to school, be a school teacher, Brian,
Elementary
right?
teacher, yeah.
Now, what made you do that? I mean, you're a tough guy, Marine. You want to teach 3-year-olds. I'm kidding.
They all have to be 3.
Why'd you want to get into that? It's a calling. It's a great thing.
Well, in the military, I was always in charge of teaching about weapon systems, stuff like that. I know you can't teach that to kids, but it's...
Well, it depends if you're in Newark.
Well, they be teaching me.
Exactly. No, teacher. No, listen, Mr. Carroll.
Right.
You're loading that Glock wrong.
But that's like, I've always had like a knack with talking to people.
By the way, that
being able to
wasn't a
pass
black.
knowledge.
That wasn't a black. Go ahead.
I've always been able to be able to pass knowledge off
To teach
well,
people,
so,
yeah. That is a thing, It's like So it's good that you're using it.
Yeah, and I did my shadowing, which is when you like go into this classroom and watch the teacher do it, and like
Right.
I know that's what I
Something
want
else that's a different term in Newark showering.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, man. So you have a calling where you're saving the world for what, 16 grand a year? That's right.
And you were a cop for a while too, right?
I was a cop for 2 years.
Where?
Yeah. I was a cop in Clifton, New Jersey.
I'm kidding. I have 3 cousins there. I have 3 cousins there who are literally buying illegal M80s right now. So what happened there?
I hated it.
Yeah, it says in your bio, parentheses, hated it.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, you know...
Did you ever pull over Vinnie Mascarotolo? I'm kidding. What happened?
I thought it was going to be one thing, and it was something completely different. I thought it was...
Like the Monty Python. And now for something.
Like, I just didn't want to do the petty arrests. I didn't
Right.
want to do the tickets, that stuff. I just didn't want to do that. I didn't think that was necessary.
What did you think? Everything was going to be like SWAT? I don't want to write a ticket. Let's just kill this guy. But look here. And again, another problem psychologically. You guys are in fucking... You're Marines. And now you come back to American life. Quite frankly, it's not up to snuff. You want excitement. Was that a problem?
Well, it was also like I felt like we were just doing things bad to good people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't like that.
Believe me, I know that.
By the way, that had a part in it too. A little bit.
Oh, thank you.
Seeing that story, I saw things like
Listen,
that happen a lot.
Everybody's got to stick up to it. You go to a party now, you have 10 or 11 shots of wild turkey. Everybody wants your car keys. It's a lot of people out there also, a lot of cops who didn't go what you guys went through. They wanted to be that hero. They couldn't do it. Maybe they're flat-footed. Maybe they're just an asshole. And they're cops now, and they put on the bulletproof vest to give an old lady a ticket. They want that excitement.
There's a lot of pussies out there.
Oh, a lot of them. There's no more pussy. There's just pussies.
Yeah.
The worst thing for me is a cop, a woman cop who's got everything tucked in properly. She's not going to like me. Mr. Lang, I know your comedy. I'm a woman of color. Here's a ticket. If she says woman of color, by mistake, I say color woman. It happens. Racial humor, everything. I got a ticket today. That's a long story.
Oh, God.
I was trying to pass a truck doing 90. And I saw the guy work for Walmart, and Tracy Morgan was up ahead of him.
Oh, God.
I had to get 3 black kids, $80 million. No, my point is you guys are good guys, and what's the job when you come back? That's the other psychological part. How do you keep that excitement going? How do you keep that juice going? I have that with stand-up. It is exciting to perform for 1,000 people, and you go back, like I say, to the Sheraton, Milwaukee, and there's no hookers around. Sometimes there are, but they're not up to snuff. I don't need a hooker with a tattoo of her dead brother on her neck.
Well, you end up doing some stupid shit.
Oh, yeah. I could teach that class.
Yeah.
Stupid shit. Artie, what do you want to do? Let's do some stupid shit. What are you talking about? Well, I have a menu on me.
Right.
Here's a menu of stupid shit. I keep a copy of it. Mr. Trump can have it. Stupid shit. That's an Indian voice. So now, what about you, Adrian? What do you? You seem like I could teach too. You seem like you are a good-hearted guy. Do you have any career aspirations, or what do you want to do?
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was in the teacher program in Montclair, so I'm probably that's a contingency plan. But at this point, I got no fucking clue, man. I got no fucking clue. I'm working on writing a book, but it's shit. My writing fucking sucks.
I've written 2 bestsellers. My writing is shit too. No, dude, I don't know. I can help you out there, man. Absolutely. Look, we'll talk. No, everything doesn't have to be legal. No, but my point is that's not a bad idea psychologically. You went through a lot. Hang out a bit. You're young. Everything's fine. Of course, my mother needed fucking rent money. My father, though, was very good. He would have left me a piece of sheetrock. No, look, I lucked out. Literally, when I turned 18, we were on welfare, and I got this place. And it's a lot of luck, but it's America. I am talentless. I'm not particularly good looking. I don't have good bone structure. I had to go to summer school to graduate high school. I was in a summer school learning how to play volleyball properly. Those are not bright kids. And, I got lucky. I'm looking at Manhattan and dead. I had 3 of the hottest chicks up here. They were out of my league, but they were all lunatics. I was telling them. Well, these are the kind of people who live in this building. You talk about kids. I had a story recently where there was a misunderstanding, and I got arrested, and it was all over the fucking news. Everybody in the building knows that there's modern day pilgrims living in this building. They all judge me, and their fucking asshole kids judge me. I feel like I work for their kids. They got attitudes. I'm not lying. I was coming up here after I went to go downstairs. You guys were here. There's a nanny. There's all nannies. With a 4-year-old. Well, how old are you when you walk and you can talk like former sons? 3, 4, whatever.
Right.
Little blonde girl. I know her parents. Her father's a big lawyer. That's all I'll say. Looks at me. The nanny's very nice. And goes, oh, look, say hi to Artie. Looks at me real mad. The kid points to me and goes, jail! I'm not kidding.
Wow.
And the nanny goes, I'm like, just get him the fuck out of here.
Oh, God.
No, it was a girl. Jail! Like I said, you know what? Your mother looks like Tom Petty. I didn't say that, but I should have. How many times has her parents said, look, this guy's going to jail? He lives I mean, what the fuck? How do I deal with that? Now, if I fucking give the kid, if I burn the kid with a cigarette, it's my fault.
Oh, God.
We sort of got that treatment downstairs.
Did
too.
you really?
Yeah. Because we both got tattoos, so it's...
Yeah, right.
we
Well,
look
that
odd,
and
but-
I'm in show business. That's not good enough for these pricks. They all went to Yale, and they're pissed off. They dropped, what, $400,000 on an education. I watched The Honeymooners twice. I'm making more money. I gotta go back, my maid. Take a leak. I gotta take a diabetic pee. That's the other thing. I was in Iraq for Afghanistan for 10 days. I got a diabetes. Who do I sue?
Hey guys, this is Brian Carroll, just on the show. I actually made a mistake. I actually said it was Irreverent Veterans. It's actually IrreverentWarriors.com, okay? So again, IrreverentWarriors.com. And also you can go to Facebook, Silky's Hike Baltimore. That's the page you go to see all the information for the event in Baltimore on April 22nd at 8 a.m.
Are we on? Oh, there you go. Can you guys hear me?
Hear you?
You hear me good? Oh, okay, good. We're back with Adrian and Brian Carroll and 2 Marines who are plugging. Give it again. Give the website again.
It's ReverentVeteran.com, and if you want to go on the Facebook page, it's going to be the Silkies March Baltimore. That's going to be the page to go to see that. If anybody's in that area, if you want to come check it out.
You're going. It's in Baltimore, though. The actual march.
It's in Baltimore. Yeah.
Hike. That's great. Is it by Camden Yards?
It's by the Raven Stadium.
Yeah. Okay. Well, same
thing.
So you have a couple of blocks. Just don't make a quick right. You don't want to be where the Raven Stadium goes to where who was the linebacker who watched those people get killed?
Ray Lewis?
Yeah, Ray Lewis. You don't go on Ray Lewis Boulevard. That's a boulevard where people watch. If you're getting killed, people watch you, and then say they didn't see anything.
Right.
And then they get MVP. If you're good, you play. We were talking about Michael Vick outside that he would suffocate dogs with his chest or something. And then, of course, the Eagles took him. Oh, he was on the Eagles before, right? Or
Right.
Falcons.
Where'd he go after he came out of the
He
joint?
went to jail for a couple years, and he went to the Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, the Eagles take him. They
Yeah.
don't care.
Well, that's why I remember outside the stadium. I went to a game once, and they had these signs with like mutilated dogs, and it was Mike Vick standing on top of them. And Eagles fans went up and knocked the signs down.
I was there when they booed Santa Claus. And I used to do a bit about, they had a big politically correct thing where Santa Claus at Macy's was going to be black. And I did a bit where I said, ho, 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 I was holding a meeting. I think rednecks in the South aren't going to believe that a black guy's going to break into the house at night and leave them shit. So I caught shit from people. And, it's great when you get into a racial argument with stuff on Twitter because every black comic likes it. They know it's a joke. They defend you. And then, again, these white people are like, no, people should be offended. I'm like, why? Go to class. Again, what the fuck are you talking about? I did a thing once where I talked about this beautiful black girl on ESPN on with Stephen A. Smith. And I said that, I don't know why I tweeted this. I thought it was funny. Wrong here. I said, I have a fantasy where I'm Thomas Jefferson and she's whipping me, and then she gets away and I ejaculate, and all these people are outraged, it's racist, and they wanted an apology. My agent said you have to apologize. I said I'm not going to apologize. So I said I'm not saying I'm sorry, but I'd like to point out that I only come when she gets away. I only ejaculate when she's freed, when she gets her freedom, which is what I'm all about. The one thing I lost in my career, I wasn't allowed to do an appearance on Midnight with Chris Hardwick, the only nerd who ever fucked Carmen Electra. Fucking scam. Again, I'll do this every week. Me and Dan have nothing to do. Come by. We'll sit on the terrace. We'll look at Pussy Pier. Yell out racial epitaphs.
Smoke lots of cigarettes.
Smoke lots of cigarettes. I never got a tattoo. I should have. I was on the table to get I have no muscle tone. I was going to do it the other way around, like get the tattoo and then try to get muscle tone.
Right.
My mother, my Italian mother, I was drunk in New Orleans. I was 27. I was on Mad TV. We shot an episode at the Mardi Gras once. And I'm on the fucking table in New Orleans to get a tattoo. And I said, no, as drunk as I was, I don't want to hear my mother. Fucking. That weekend, my mother and sister got tattoos. Fucking write this shit on their fucking ankle. I said, Dad's a quadriplegic, but I'm going to go turn him over in his grave for him.
That's what every time that I would come home on leave, I'd have a new tattoo. So my mom just hated me more and more and more.
I said to Met fans, you should get a tattoo of every year they win the World Series. This way you don't have tattoos. Okay, military guys. There's so much great shit going on. Syria. Give me, Brian. First, we'll go to you. Give me your take on Syria, and why does Mad Dog Mattis have a lisp like Richard Simmons?
You know what?
Listen, we just deployed. This is Mad Dog Mattis. We just deployed a lot of stuff. And of course, this country's got to have an S. We just deployed Syria. Syria's got, these liberal fucks. They know what they're doing. They're going, what country? Syria. Syria? Yeah.
And he's also got those disconcerting bags under his eyes.
Oh, it looks like his makeup artist is Samsonite. Listen, I've got carry-on bags. I told United, can I carry these bags on? No. I've got a carry-on bag and an Asian. By the way, the president of China had some trouble on his flight to United. That's what Bannon gets for saving money on a private jet. Listen, we just deployed Syria's chemical weapons. This is Mad Dog Mattis. Mr. Trump told me, get the fuck up early today. We're gonna sear some Syrians. We're gonna syringe some Syrians. So tell me, what is happening over there? Should we do that again? Everyone says, should Trump bomb them again?
I mean, I'm going to.
What does he do now?
I'm going to start off with I'm not qualified to answer any of those questions, but at the same time, I am going to say that I do not want to see anybody of like American military, get killed,
because of that.
No, hell no.
Of course.
Like
that's a good point.
Shit,
and it goes against what Trump was talking about. I mean, look, Trump's a human being, and he changes his mind a lot.
He's a businessman.
Yes. Imagine working on a site with him. I told you I want black marble. No. You said magenta marble. I don't even know what magenta is. You're fired. He's not telling Dennis Rodman to sell hot dogs on the corner. This is real shit. But so you're like, fuck, why are we getting it? So, okay, what if there's images? And you know what? I'll show you the difference. If there is one, I'll go to you, Adrian. Images on TV of these kids getting nuked, literally, with chemicals. Do we have a responsibility as America to help them?
I think absolutely.
Mike, it's not on, of course. The mic's not on. Dan always fucks up on it. No, he doesn't. Okay, sorry.
All right, so, I mean... You see
complicated
things like
question.
And like the thing about it is that we haven't. It's not like we gave him Bashar al-Assad. It's not like we gave al-Assad an ultimatum just recently. It said one more chemical attack and we're going in. We've been not only have there been things in place saying no chemical attacks since like World War I, but we
literally that people talk about Obama. Warnings. It's literally World War I, right?
And Obama has given him multiple warnings. Like we've told this guy, stop using fucked up, horrible ways to kill people, innocent people, let alone
and he asked Congress, right, to okay it. They said no, and that's where Trump said, "Fuck you, I'm the president."
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
And the thing is, I think that I have my own things about Trump, but I think that this was a good decision because number one, the ultimatum was there. He drew a line in the sand, and when they crossed it, he said, "That's fucking
something."
it."
Right.
Number two, he warned both the Russians and the Syrians about the attack, and that's the most complicated part of this issue. Is that in Syria we have these two superpowers, the United States and their coalition, and then Russia and Iran on two opposite sides.
Think
of a
about how complicated that. Yeah, that's such a great point. Think about how complicated that makes it. Yeah. The deal. The fucking Obama administration just gave Iran, where he gave them money and all this other shit. So, and they're making us look like bitches. And then Trump gets elected, and now, right, with this bombing of this airfield, right, the personalities involved, you got Iran, you got Russia, you got Syria itself, and that is complicated shit.
Basically, the only thing keeping us all on the same side is the fact that we're all killing ISIS.
Right, that's the
only thing.
The main enemy, ISIS. And, of course, Bill Clinton does not understand ISIS because it's the word is twice. That kills. Yeah, so another guy with Samsonite bags.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton looks like he was a paper towel filled with cum and someone wrung it out.
That's the best description of him ever. Yeah.
Listen, Hillary, I'm the brawny. No, so you mentioned Trump now. You don't have to tell me who you vote for or anything, but are you fans of Hillary?
So that's the thing, it's like that's what made this election so fucked up. Is that
Right.
I don't think that anybody, for the most part, in the majority of this country, was 100% on board with either of these
of course
fuckers.
not. No,
I think
listen.
it all came to fruition. This idea that the people that we elect in
Right.
charge of us really don't give a fuck about us, regardless of what side they're on.
That is a good point, or they're just flat out stupid.
That too.
And what's worse, they care about us, but they're stupid. What do you think about Hillary, Brian?
Oh, I think she's
In 25 words or less.
just a giant cunt.
And that's it. Good night. I asked you for it, and you did it. You summed it up. 25, one big word. She's just a giant cunt. What a great slogan.
He took that or less part to heart.
Man, a few words.
Vote for my wife. She's a giant. That's a school teacher. That's
And they don't have sex ever,
Well, they had it once. And people say not even that. They don't think she's his daughter.
Ugh.
You never know. They don't think Ivanka's his daughter.
She's a dog, too.
Well, she's definitely Hillary's daughter. When she talks, she gets those like dimples in her chin. You ever notice that? The Chelsea Handler Clinton. Chelsea Clinton is funnier than Chelsea Handler, though. I'll give her that. She talks and she gets these golf ball things in her chin. And we'll move on. I don't want to fuck with her. But you know how unpopular they are? If you're around them for a long time, you don't like them. I'll tell you why. She lost Arkansas, their hometown.
Yep.
You know what that message sends? That sends, if you're around these people enough, we hate you.
Well, wasn't she
Yes.
she switched baseball teams like 3 times
Of
or
course.
something? Yeah.
Of course.
Like something as small as that.
Oh, yeah, you think Mad Dog Mattis likes her? Listen, Hillary, we've got to bomb something. And if you don't make a decision soon, it's going to be you. He doesn't want to talk to you. And listen, okay, political correctness, you guys, you got careers ahead of you, you're young. I'll say it. Do we really want to broaden the White House? And, that hacky joke that everybody makes about, once a month she has her fucking period. Okay, bad old joke, but good old joke. That's a real thing. That is a real fucking thing.
True.
Okay? The last time I had a fight with a girlfriend who was on her period, I swear to God, she was over that ledge on the other side. And what she said to me was, okay, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to jump and die, and you'll get blamed for it, and you'll be in jail.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
I said, maybe your name's Dana, maybe it's not, for the sake of the story. Stay right there. I looked at her like a coyote. Stay right there. Don't move, Dana. I'm going to jump. We don't want to jump. And I grabbed her, and I took her back in. And then she bit my face.
No.
I never hit a woman, but I've dated women who take a charge. Like, they'll get their feet planted. They'll run to the front door.
You should have just prayed for a stiff wind, yo.
Now, what about speaking of giant cunts, what about what about the domestic violence, whatever you call it? Like, did you find it was mostly the woman lying or the man?
Oh, both sides.
Right.
Like, both just, like, my thing was, take care of your own fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, why are you calling the cops?
But that doesn't happen.
Because
I
when
think
we get there, and then they go, like, say we go to arrest the guy.
And by that you mean black.
We had this one woman had a bruise in her face, saying he hit me, he punched me in the face.
Right.
So we do our thing in New Jersey.
Now, how do you know she has a black eye?
White skin, yo.
Okay.
But let's just say, like, in New Jersey, you have there's 2 conditions where you can arrest somebody for domestic violence: signs of injury or complaint of pain.
Signs of injury. Go ahead.
And complaint of pain, which is
open-ended. Really? Of course.
You could just say my insides hurt or something.
I'm in pain.
But anyway, so this woman,
I got the shits.
This woman says, like, he hit me, so we put cuffs on him, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
Of course.
You stupid bitch. Like,
I know. Did you say, like, what are you fucking motherfuckers doing? Or did you say, what are you doing? How did she say it?
No, it was like, but she, like.
Did she pronounce the G in doing?
I don't even do that.
We all know. I don't, of course. We're stereotyping. But no, literally, you're a cop. It's an impossible job.
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
follow, I talk to guys who are cops in New York. Of course, you probably agree with this. If you follow the letter of the law to the Constitution, no one will get arrested ever. Like, I mean, there's always going to be a loophole, and then you got lawyers who could fucking do anything.
Right. Yeah.
Nick DiPaolo has a great joke talking about how you just have to create a reasonable doubt in one juror's mind. Like, you had five guys who went to Harvard for 8 years against 12 people who were maids at the Red Roof Inn. That's hilarious.
Did you actually see that OJ show?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
if
I knew a
that's-
lot about it.
If that's based on truth, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it is. That's the problem. Sorry. I knew a lot about it.
Just
when
like
I've conducted full investigations on a lot of murder things. Chappaquiddick, when Clinton drowned the broad.
That was like Kennedy.
Kennedy, I'm sorry. I'm sure Clinton did it too. No, Kennedy. Okay, 1960 Chappaquiddick, up in Martha's Vineyard. Here's what supposedly happened for you young people who don't know, who love the Kennedys. Okay, coming back from a party, 1969. After both of his brothers get shot, he's the guy, Ted Kennedy. He's the guy, senator, Massachusetts. He's going to be the president. Everybody's behind him. Has an enormous red head, but nobody cares. And the worst Massachusetts accent. I'd be like, that's what he said sometimes. That was a speech. So, 21-year-old chick, he's married with children, drives her back, clearly fucking her, drives her back to Edgartown. Martha's Vineyard is connected, 5 islands. So he's going over one of the bridges. It's 3 a.m., dark. There was no rails on the side of the bridge. He's drunk off his ass and drives off this is the supposed story, drives off the road. Now there's 2 theories here, that the woman was driving because he was loaded, or he was driving and whatever. Anyway, he somehow pries himself loose. The woman can't. She's at the bottom of a lake. And he did what every man who is a good man, who you want to be president, he did what every man does. Left her to drown. Sorry, you know too much. Listen, bitch. I'll say a prayer. I've got to get these wet clothes off. You know the fucking walk you just made for me? I've got to walk with an enormous cardigan sweater that my mother Rose gave me. I've got to tell her I lost that in another cab with a whore. I got to get this off me. Quite frankly, like you and your bullshit, it's an albatross around my neck. Take my shoes off, my Bruna Malleys, and get out of here while you're drowning. Wah, wah, wah. 21 years old, you had no prospect.
I understand.
Don't give me your garbled bullshit. You couldn't even type. You weren't my type. I've got to go back to my lovely wife and lovely children and tell them with my enormous red head that everything's fine. So, okay, here. He walks back to his hotel. 4,000 people are in the lobby. They see him soaking wet. What's the matter? I took a jog in the rainforest. I'm fine. Are you okay? You're soaking wet. I'm fine. Your head's bleeding. Oh, that's red from drinking. That's alcoholism. And then he goes up, takes a shower, then he gets some sleep. Wakes up and oh my God, what terrible news! Mary Hoare Kopechnik's dead. Boy, I know she dated a lot of blacks. Let's blame it on them. Dad, it's Ted. It happened so much they probably had a nickname for it. I've got another F-130. Another goddamn F-130. You're turning into your brother Jack. All you need are speedballs up your ass. I've got another F-130. Where is it? Edgartown. That's fine. We own that police department. Just go make a speech. Make an anti-racism speech. I'll take care of everything. What'd you do with the clothes? I told the maid to burn them. Is the maid colored? Get a white maid! Honey, why are you yelling "get a white maid" again into the phone? Just tell Rose we've got an F-130. F-130/Ted. She'll burst into tears. No, so that's kind of what happened. I'm joking, but, a woman was drowned and he wasn't. And people saw him soaking wet.
I read the book. It's pretty accurate.
Right, of course. The book is great. It's great to do coke off of. Buy my book. You can do coke off it. I've done it. I can't do it off of Mira because I see my enormous red face. And that's why, quite frankly, I'm getting high in the first place. I've got to save up my energy with the law. 15 years from now, my asshole fucking nephew is going to get arrested for rape at a bar. And I've got to get him off. I don't know why I started doing that. Dan, what was I talking about? Dan's good
Bill Clinton. You started
Right.
talking about Bill Clinton, and you accidentally said Bill Clinton had killed somebody.
Oh,
Right.
a lot of people do that. Bill, you're taking the rap for this. Tell that whore Hillary she's going to be soaking wet. The point is, like with politicians, again, they are all. Do you trust any of them? Like, are you two guys registered Democrat or Republican? Are you
I'm a registered Democrat.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, why did you do that? Let me ask you why. What about Democrats? Of course, any answer's right, really. But
Basically, I've got a kind of a. Not necessarily the majority of things that I'm on board with when it
Right.
comes to policies.
Right.
The Democrats have.
You lean
them
that
sort of
way.
there.
Right, okay.
But then there's other guns and the death penalty.
Yeah.
Fuck, kill them.
Well, right.
I don't care.
Right there, though, that's why being independent is kind of the only rational thing to do. If you marry yourself to one thing, you got to treat everything on an individual basis. I totally agree with you. There's shit that, I'm this way, I'm that way. I want to be true to the Bible, but if I get an Argentinian broad pregnant and the kid's retarded, let's find the nearest hairpin. No, I know.
It's kind of
Trump's
fucked up.
Trump's anti-abortion.
We basically
come
live
on.
in a country where if you even want to be considered for a legitimate leadership position,
Right.
you have to join one of these two stupid fucking
That's
clubs.
right. It's unbelievable. And quite frankly, you two guys with your experience, I would probably vote. You put it this way: all things equal in the beginning, I'm on your side right away because of what you've done. You came through and you seem fine to me mentally, way better than me. And you saw shit that, quite frankly, makes you a better person. You're advanced, and then of course you get down the road with other issues. But I like a guy with experience, and most of these guys, let's face it, Clinton included, ran to Canada. I ran to Canada, So, what did you think of him as a president? Do you remember? You guys are young, but he was supposed. 8 years of Clinton, people did like his presidency.
I have neighbors back in Philadelphia, like my parents' neighbors, who are like carpenters, electricians. They
Right.
love him.
Oh, okay.
Like they said, when he was president, there was always work.
Yeah.
So,
right. Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Well,
Okay,
don't
but
know.
so
okay,
here's-
but it's cyclical, though. You never know. He just might have got it. Dan's ready to jump out of his pants. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was going to say, but this is something that definitely affected you guys. Is the major beef that I have with him is that he had Bin Laden for 2 days and didn't do it because of Monica Lewinsky. It was in the middle of the scandal, and he thought.
But why wouldn't he do that? Didn't he want that off the fucking
No,
papers?
he thought if he launched another missiles and remember he hit that aspirin lab.
He launched one big missile
He hit an
called a cigar.
he hit an aspirin company and killed a bunch of civilians.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but
And he didn't want to do it again.
he didn't do it. He hit an aspirin
Yeah,
company. Well, that's what you get for hiring a Secretary of Defense with a lazy eye. Bill Cosby. No, look, again, right there, the competency. America is like the strike the other night. He was, 59 out of 60 or something. We're expected to be perfect. That's more pressure on you guys. Boots on the ground. You come to, look what these Vietnam kids are in villages. What do? They just watch their friend get blown up by someone who was, what do? Your instinct is to kill them.
Yeah.
And then you're blamed for it. You can't have what happened in Vietnam again. That was so terrible. You talk about suicides. there's a great Hal Ashby movie called Coming Home. It's got that giant cunt, Jane Fonda, in it, but who's literally, you talk about liberal bullshit back in the Vietnam, sitting on a weapon.
Yeah. Yep.
The other fucker sitting on a weapon.
That's what my dad was in Marine Vietnam.
Oh, could you, what an insult! What a fucking direct. She's insulting your dad. Like, what's with this, honey? You're American royalty. Your old man was in Mr. Roberts.
Yeah.
You're sitting on a gun with the. Well, what point are you proving? Dan loves it, but no. You listen. She would have been dead if she walked to a bar with the wrong Hell's Angels once or twice. She always had protection. Well, one time with the senator. But, listen, that made me so fucking mad. But anyway, she tried to sort of make up for it in this film, Coming Home. It's very soldier. But Bruce Dern's character at the end of it walks in the ocean and kills himself. And he did an interview later on, and he said something really smart about that. He said, I don't know anything about anything, politics, I'm not a bright guy, but I know there should have been someone. The government should have had someone there to put his arms around that guy and say, you don't have to do this. It wasn't your fault. You don't have to kill yourself. And no one was there. But they were there to spit in his face, And
right.
That can't happen again. And if it looks like it's starting to happen again, and I'm around, I'm a comedian, but I might hit someone with a phone go back. And it won't be either one of you guys. What does that make you feel like? Even thinking back in history, that she was pro the other team.
Yep.
Have you seen any of your friends deal with that? Like you said, a good friend passed away, but by his own hand. But do you think he saw any of that, like protest? You think he dealt with any of that bullshit?
Well,
because that would make you furious.
Brian, not specifically, but I'll tell you about something. One of our guys that we
again, you
lost,
don't have to say anything, but it's a fascinating part of the whole thing.
He was from Ithaca,
Right.
and Ithaca's kind of a pretty liberal town.
Right.
A lot of people
With a college there, a lot of college
you got
towns
Cornell,
are.
You got Ithaca, That's kind of the mold.
College town equals liberal. Yep.
So we go up there. We were in our dress blues, and we were going to the funeral, and there was just a shit ton of protesters. I mean, the streets were lined because from people like
Guy's dead. You're in your uniform.
The streets are lined with people who are supporting him, but then there's just this one section they picked right in front of the place where they brought his coffin out.
That sucks.
And
what is their problem?
Just a bunch of. You know what happened though? There's these motorcycle guys called the Patriot Guard.
Oh yeah,
covered them with.
You don't want to fuck
flags.
with that.
Yeah,
Dude, they're the shit. They're everywhere.
Oh, I know.
Those guys are
And
great.
God bless those guys. That's good. They do it in a non-violent way. They figured it out. Guys you don't want to fuck with anyway. But you think
it's like
about
wait
that.
till the next day.
Of course.
Do it the next day.
And even a peaceful way of talking. I'd love to interview them and go, guys, what is your problem with this kid? What is your problem with this kid and his family?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Like, there's nothing, guys. You're not your parents. There's no real problems. Everybody's fine. My chant is go to class. Your parents are paying for it, and you're taking Bobby Day off for school to protest a poor kid who died, and his parents. Those Patriot guys, those bikers, God bless them. Man.
They were great.
I'm glad that they're out there, and that they're a little more rational than the Hells Angels at Altamont.
They really are, man.
They're doing a great job, man.
You know what's cool about the Hells? A lot of the outlaw motorcycle clubs, they're started by vets.
Yeah, Hells Angels is
World War
all
II
vets,
World War
and
II
Hells
vets.
Angels has turned into a great organization for like protecting people. Absolutely, they had growing pains like everyone does, but Hells Angels. Great organization because it was started by veterans.
Yep.
They came back from World War II. There was motorcycles, and they felt left out. And a lot of people do, and that shouldn't be the case. And Bruce Dern, a great actor who's Laura Dern's father, is he still alive, man? He is. He just got nominated for something.
Yes.
He's in Coming Home, and his character kills himself. And he said, very brightly, there should have been someone there that the government provided to say, you don't have to do this. Or Jane Fonda should have fucked him. That's what should have happened. You don't have to do this. Why? Because I want to blow you. Well, I'm here. I'm not killing myself today. Let's get those pants off. Take another break. Great. Okay, last segment with the guys. This is fun, guys. By the way, we're talking off the air. Hopefully, you guys can come do this again. It's funny telling stories, and we'd love it. So come by. We'll figure it out any time, man. A couple times a week, we'll enjoy the view, have some cigarettes.
Sounds like a plan.
No Mentos. Real quick, too, before we wrap up, you guys said, because Norm listens, this will be good for Norm. You guys like Dirty Work.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah, so, and what?
Best.
Give me the scene you like, because Norm will like this, because that's his joke.
Well, Adrian, go ahead. Cause he's like,
Well, it's great because it's like, I mean, you guys kind of have this dynamic in the movie where you know,
Right.
you're both sort of on the same page, but you're sort of like his protector. You know, you're the bigger guy.
Right,
you know.
absolutely. That was my one cool thing I did. Yeah.
So every time, you know,
It's so great a Marine would point that out. Like, go ahead.
so every time you guys would get kicked out of a place in the movie, you come, you know, either you'll come out first, just kind of like, you know, stumble out, you'll be fine, and then fucking Norm gets thrown out on his face right in the fucking
on
pavement.
the concrete. And you guys are some of the only guys who pointed out that joke. It's so funny because I would watch the playback and Saget would go, "We're going to add the concrete sound," and Norm doesn't do that. It's a stunt guy who has to do it because of insurance. And this, you know, stunt guys, man, if you ever work with them, they get the best pussy. Unbelievable. And the smoking hot chick is watching this guy have to do this 3-4 times because I keep blowing the take. I'm supposed to light a cigarette. I can't do it. His face hits the floor. He goes, "Artie, what are you doing?" "I don't know. I can't light the cigarette."
You had one job.
Yeah, well, try harder. So when I finally do it, I go and I get it done. Everyone thought I was gonna, you know, being a jerk off comedian, I'm thinking of a joke. Everyone thought I was gonna go, "I'm sorry," and everything. I said, "Is that lunch?" But those are some of the when I see somebody laugh at that part of the movie, I know they got a good sense of humor because Norm loved those jokes. He gets thrown in the dumpster.
That was hilarious.
For like the first scene.
That guy, same guy, really threw himself in that dumpster. And we're like, "Is he alive?" And at the end of the road was a lot of pussy, smoking hot chick, like Lee Majors and Fall Guy. We had a lot of fun doing that. I don't know if you ever heard me tell that story about my hometown paper said about my performance. Artie Lang has all the charm of a date rapist. That's a true story. Star Ledger. And Norm said, "Hey man, that's fucking great. A date rapist has to have way more charm than a regular rapist." Well, that meant on the beat. Farley and Andy Dick disappeared into a men's room when he hosted Saturday Night Live a few weeks before he died. Norm wanted me to watch them at the party. That's how bad Farley was. I was watching. And it's an amazing story because how fast Norm is. And Farley goes in the bathroom with Andy Dick, and I'm watching him, and Norman wasn't around. And they come out giggling 5 minutes later. And Norm goes, "How's Farley?" I go, "Bad news, man. He went in the bathroom with Andy Dick for 5 minutes and came out giggling." And I said, "There's only 2 reasons a man goes in the bathroom with Andy Dick. And neither one of them's good." And without missing a beat, Norm goes, "Holy fuck, I hope he's high." The good news, of course, he was high, and so was I, and I think Norm. Good times, man. Farley was 33 when he died. I mean, I was 29, and I said, "Wow," I thought, my God, that was a little, it's not old at all. You're just getting, he had a lot of laughs to keep giving, really did. Sad guy. I was always, heavy set as a fat guy, as an older guy, but I played ball and everything. And I was the kind of fat guy where I could just enough juice to maybe get laid. If I didn't have that, chicks used to fuck him over. I hated these broads, these whores, and and he was a depressed guy, but maybe the funniest human being who's ever lived, and I loved him for it. Guys, we're gonna plug this one more time. Thanks so much, man. You come back anytime.
It's great to be here,
we'll
man.
have a better spread. Real quick, Bri. Well, you know what, Adrian, you have anything you want to close up with, or are you going to be a part of this? You're going to go to this thing, or you're going to hang here?
To be honest, I mean, like, I kind of just found out when Brian
okay.
and I were talking.
You motherfucker.
Yesterday. But I mean, I wouldn't be opposed.
If I
to
go, we'll drive down. Baltimore. I've done it a million times.
You know what? Fucking A, I'm there. Yeah,
we'll see. I guess unless I have to do something like, I don't know, pay my mother's rent. But thanks. We'll see you again. Maybe next week we'll do this. All right?
Cool.
Be good. Good to see you, Adrian, as always. And give us another plug, Bri.
Yeah, man, it's a ReverendVeteran.com, Silky's Hike Baltimore on Facebook. And any vets listening out there, this is one of those events where we had the dark humor when we were in the military. We all know that. We had a humor that when you got out, you tried to tell a joke to a girl or a friend who wasn't in the military, and you got that look like you are an asshole, So you can be an asshole here. That's that's the thing, You can be yourself.
And don't worry,
assholes welcome.
Yes,
right. And don't worry,
vaginas too.
Don't worry, men in the Knights of Columbus. Dark humor doesn't mean black guy. No, of course it means anybody. And I'm proud to have you guys here. So we'll keep plugging that as well. And you'll hear these guys again. The great Dan Filato, thank you. And real quick, because Dan worked so hard on this. How funny was that Chelsea Handler, Bill Martha, in slow motion? Right? Would you guys laugh at that?
Oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah, on Facebook, they're in slow motion talking, and I had the voices, but Danny and this kid Ed Sillett, man, they edited it. Great job.
Thanks.
Dan, watch on our Facebook. We added that stuff, and there'll be more video. And we'll see you guys again soon on the Artie Quitter podcast. Semper Fi, Marines.
Semper Fi.
Give the website one more time.
Yeah.
IrreverentVeteran.com.
Nice. Take care, Brashia.
Hey guys, this is Brian Carroll. I was just on the show. I actually made a mistake. I actually said it was Irreverent Veterans. It's actually irreverentwarriors.com. Okay? So again, irreverentwarriors.com. And also you can go to Facebook, Silky